I would just say that this gets, it gets archaic, as the Lieutenant Governor says. It's not just a euphemism, that behind closed doors is really how these things happen. I think our secret weapon has been, we take our budget to the people. We talk about what things are in there. It's almost stunning to me that that we see people trying to defend folks who did so incredibly well during COVID can't pay a little bit more to help the rest of us out. And I think in this budget around the tax proposals, that's the one we need to talk about. Our proposals cut taxes for those working families that really need the difference. And that makes sense because we can still have the revenues necessary to fund our schools, build our roads, do all of the things we need to do in a more equitable manner. I had a statistic, this just stuns me. The 12 richest people in the world, if we took just what they made during 2020, the extra, not all their money, just what they made above 2019, that's enough money to vaccinate every single person in the world. And those 12 people would still be the richest people in the world. And so I think our budget talks about progressiveness in a way that income inequity is going to destroy not only this country, but it will destroy any chance of the world continuing to progress. And we are really focused on this idea of a fairness in the tax code, in a fairness in how we do things. And what you'll hear is the simple argument that those who oppose us will say the governor wants to tax everybody. Nope, just those making $1 million a year. And I think that part is misunderstood, and people get nervous talking about it. And I think even progressives get nervous talking about it because they feel like it's not a winning argument. Most folks believe that we all do better when we all do better. And one of the ways we do that is making sure there's an equitable tax system. So I think that's pretty misunderstood. And it's one that I want to spend some time talking to Minnesotans about.
Yeah, if you make over $20,000 a week, those are the folks who are going to be taxed. If you don't make over $20,000 a week, you're going to be just fine. So just putting that out there. But I think just generally, when it comes to negotiations and budget negotiations, as the governor said, these things happen behind closed doors. However, as we also have gone to community to hear what are the pieces that need to be part of the budget. All the things that we've just talked about during our time with you are the things that we're going to keep fighting for. So I think that's one of the things that we need folks to know, and that the legislature is our partner in this. We can't, we don't control the purse strings. We don't, we can't determine, we can't spend that money. We can spend the money, we just can't allocate that money. That is the role of the legislature. So I think sometimes that gets a little misconstrued, but yeah, all the things that we lifted up here, equity in the budget, making sure that we push back against this notion that you can somehow cut your way to prosperity, or cut your way to a place where people who have been most impacted are somehow made whole through those cuts. That's the stuff that we need to push back against. Can't do that all by ourselves. We need, community also to make sure that the narrative of how real people have been impacted are also part of this conversation.